After the murder of George Floyd, everyone has been talking about how awful the cops are in Minneapolis. But what they don't seem to understand is Orlando cops are much worse. People like to associate Orlando with Disney World, but for black, brown, and poor people, there's nothing magical about the Orlando Police and the Orange County Sheriff's Office. MappingPoliceViolence.org ranks Orlando as one of the worst in the nation when it comes to police brutality. This video collection illustrates how OPD and the Sheriff's Office mistreats and kills people on a regular basis. This summer, activists repeatedly asked to sit down with the Orlando mayor, police chief, and the sheriff to work on policies to protect the public from the police. The activists were ignored. What you're about to see is an orgy of arrogance and violence by the police.
Just let them get you, bro. Just let them get you, bro. That's fucked up, bro. G shit, bro. G shit.
Hey, don't kill him. Y'all I see that chokehold you got on him. Get that shit up off him like that, man. Let that man breathe. Oh, why? We backed up. We can watch this shit. Y'all ain't finna fuck him up like that either.
Hey, bro. Nah, y'all good, bro. Y'all good, bro.
Listen, do not hurt him. I'm watching y'all. Leave him the fuck.
Hey, bro, what the fuck,
tripping,
bro?
Y'all tripping so hard. I ain't worried about your pistol. He ain't finna shoot nobody with that. He ain't finna shoot nobody with that.
Bro, he bleeding in the fucking front, bro. He bleeding, bro.
We ain't on.
Look how he bleeding, bro. Look.
It happened as deputies were patrolling a demonstration over the death of George Floyd. They say the driver refused to get out of the car after blocking traffic. And now that woman is speaking out only to News 6. Ezzy Castro joins us live from the Orange County Sheriff's Office this morning. Ezzy, she said that she was scared for her life.
That's right, Justin. She told us that she was hurt and that she was scared throughout the whole confrontation. Meanwhile, the sheriff's office says that they are reviewing the case to see if it's going to be handed to the state attorney's office. The Orange County Sheriff's Office now investigating a traffic stop that led to a deputy smashing the driver's window Wednesday night. Deputies say the driver refused to get out of her car. You can see her recording with her cell phone while the deputy's body camera is also rolling.
Do not reach into my car.
Then the deputy, identified as Christopher Moore, is seen using a baton to smash the glass.
Deputy reached in through the open window and attempted to open the door from the inside, at which point, according to the deputy, the vehicle lurched forward and the driver started to roll the window up on his arm.
Sheriff John Mina says the incident is now under review, calling the video very troubling. As for Khadijah Bizaz, she said things shouldn't have escalated that way.
It's like putting a Band-Aid over somebody stabbing you. It's not going to do. We need change.
I think 4 months for something that they have had a video of and that we have been consistently calling about at least 2 to 3 times a week since July is extremely long.
James and Antoine Taylor have been pushing for answers for months. It was a late July night when they say Orlando police officer Gabriel Pagan smashed the windshield of their car as they drove through downtown.
We had no interaction with this officer, so he had no reason to have an issue with us other than, like I've continued to say since July, other than looking into our vehicle and identifying 2 black gay males.
According to the FDLE report, Pagan was patrolling through downtown on a bike that night when he confiscated a 2x4 from a pedestrian. Soon after, investigators say Pagan rode his bike over to the intersection of Orange Avenue and Washington Street and could be seen on nearby security cameras using that 2x4 to smash the windshield of Taylor's car as he drove by.
I heard the impact of something breaking the window and glass had shattered all into the car.
Taylor says a piece of glass went into his eye, and in the 4 months since, he's continued to have vision problems. After an investigation by the FDLE, Pagan was arrested Friday and charged with several crimes, including aggravated battery with a deadly weapon.
He should be reprimanded for his actions, whatever that means. If he goes to jail, I'm not opposed to it. I'm not wishing that upon him, but I do think that he should be held accountable for his actions.
And I answered it, right? And I answered it. Did I answer it correctly? And what did I say? And what did I say?
You decided to threaten me with it.
Wow.
You decided to threaten me with a citation.
Ooh.
So that's on you.
You can leave.
ain't leaving. I'm sitting here. I'm asking you a question.
Why are you standing in the roadway?
Let me sit down.
Why are you sitting in the roadway? Do you have your identification? Do you have your identification?
I ain't got
No ID? No? All right.
leave you alone.
There you go. You better shut your mouth when I'm busy with him, or else you'll be impeding my investigation. Oh, big words.
Impede. It means
See, I came to dump out your beers, but you want to run your mouth.
I didn't have a beer. Did you see a beer over here?
Nope.
Did you dump out a
But
beer
you're
over
ruining
here?
your friend's
You
night.
were all over
You're
there,
ruining your friend's
so
night.
You can't even say
You're
that
ruining
was
your
the
friend's
reason
night.
you stopped
Is this
me.
your
I'm
that you're sitting
asking
upon,
you-
camping
I'm
on city
asking
property?
you a question.
Now that you're camping on city property, that I can take you to jail for. How about that?
Do I have a tent? Am I laid
A
out?
tent?
Am I laid out?
A tent?
Was I asleep?
What's a tent?
Was I asleep?
What's a tent?
Was I asleep?
How about you
Were my
back your
eyes
face
closed?
up? How about you back your
Why
face
don't
up?
you just run my name and you give
Keep
me
your
my
hands down.
back,
Keep
and
your
then
keep your hands
do
down.
that? Why don't
Keep
you
your
get
hands
the
down.
fuck out-
Keep your hands down.
Get out my
Kick your
face.
feet out straight.
Get out my face.
Keep
I'm
your
telling
hands
you,
down.
You better run that name and find out how I roll.
Mr. Johnson.
Hey,
Mr. Johnson.
Officer Cruz.
Back
Why don't you
up.
get out my face?
You ready?
Get out my
Are you
face.
ready?
Because I'm
Keep
not
your hands
what
off
you
your
want.
pocket.
I'm not
Keep
the
your hands.
I'm not the
Keep
one
your
you
legs
want.
straight.
I'm
Keep your
telling
legs
you.
straight.
I'm
Keep
telling
your legs straight.
I'm telling
Move.
you. I'm
Move.
not the one
Now.
you want. I'm not the
Cruz,
one you want.
kick your feet straight out. Keep your hands where I can see them. Back.
They are
back,
where you can see
back
them.
up.
Get out
Back
my face.
up.
I'm
Keep your hands
asking
out
you
to the
nicely
side.
to get
Keep
out
your
of my
hands out
face.
to the side. Do you
You
understand
got your
me?
hands on
Do you understand me?
You got your hands on me.
Answer my questions.
I
All you have to do is
understand
answer
you.
my questions.
Back up.
Answer
Give me
my
5
questions.
feet.
No.
Give me 5
You're going to get
feet.
this right here.
Give
Keep your
me
feet where I
5
can see them.
feet. I'm asking
Mr. Johnson,
before
keep
everybody
your hands
sees you
where I
get
can
hit
see
by
them.
me. You
Are
better
you threatening
get
me?
up.
Are you threatening me?
Back up.
Are you threatening Mr.
Back
Johnson?
up.
Are you threatening Mr.
No,
Johnson?
I'm not threatening
Are you
you.
threatening Mr.
I
Johnson?
feel threatened.
So then
Please
be quiet.
back up.
Keep your hands down.
Back up.
Keep your
Please
hands down.
back up.
Mr. Johnson,
Back up.
listen very carefully.
You better run that name, because it's going to tell you.
As soon as
this
you're done
is not
talking,
the
I will.
one to fucking play
Mr.
with.
Johnson, as soon as you're done talking,
This is
I
not
will.
the one to play with.
Mr. Johnson,
Please.
as soon
You
as you're
better
done
go play
talking.
Monopoly or play in your car. I'm not the one.
Mr. Johnson, put
I'm
your hands
not
behind
the
your back.
one. Run that name. Because
Put
it
your
ain't
hands
got
behind your
shit
back.
on it. That's why I'm leaving and going to You need to run that name. Because it's going to tell you, approach with caution and get some fucking backup. Because I love
Okay.
beating up cops.
Okay.
Please
Thank
get
you.
the fuck
Thank
away
you
from
so
me.
much for that.
Please get the fuck
Foxtrot
away
42
from me.
headquarters.
Please get the fuck away from me. I'm telling you.
10 Golf. Can you copy 16P?
Will you start
600 block.
filming this now,
of Hawkins
please?
Street.
Thank you. They're filming.
Hey, don't worry.
Thank you.
It's filming.
'Cause
Don't worry.
you
It's
see-
filming.
No,
Don't
your car's
worry.
over
It's
there.
filming.
I got somebody
It's filming the whole
I got
time.
somebody
All your
filming.
threats, I got
got
you.
somebody
I got you.
I got somebody
I got you.
filming.
I got you. You can leave and be quiet.
I got somebody filming. It's good.
It's okay. Me too. Right here. Right here. Right here.
'Cause
Dope boys.
I am not the one. I am not
Yes,
that
you
one.
are. You're the
No,
one today.
I'm not that one.
Foxtrot 42. Can I get a 45, please? You said call my friends, right?
You need to call your
Oh, I'm
friends,
calling them.
and
Don't
you
worry.
need to back up.
Don't worry.
Because that's the only way you're going to get me.
Call my friends.
You need to back up.
42 is requesting a 45.
Kick your feet out straight. Kick your feet out straight, and I answered it multiple times. But you wanted to keep talking.
No.
This is going to be a
You
simple
wanted to
run
keep
your name.
talking.
That's it.
You
Mr.
wanted-
Johnson, that's not how it
All
works.
you had to do
You're sitting and
was
camping on
leave
city
these
property.
fucking people alone. And I asked
Okay.
you why you were fucking
So I'm not
with them.
supposed to do my
And
job. Okay.
No,
Okay.
you need
Because
to
that's
do
your job to
job.
do
You need
to
do
find
your
out what I'm
job,
doing.
But you're not doing it.
Go ahead.
Why don't you go find some real criminals?
I got
Why
one
don't you
right
do
here.
that?
Got
Why
one right
don't you
here.
do that?
Mr. Johnson, kick your feet out, please.
I wish you would.
Mr. Johnson.
Don't grab
Mr. Johnson, that's so
Don't
much
grab
paperwork.
me.
Mr. Johnson, that's so
Don't
much
grab
paperwork.
me.
Hey, yo, why the fuck is he hating him like that?
Damn, bro, look at that nigga face, bro.
Fucking
Look at that nigga face, bro. Bro, that nigga face.
ain't do shit. Just post it up. Pussy cracker.
Bro, that nigga face.
Straight pussy cracker.
Hell no. He
Get a
poppin'
real
dry.
fucking job, pussy.
Choking that nigga, man.
Bruh,
Sue that nigga, bro. Sue that nigga, bro. Chill out, bro. You know what they doing?
Come with us now.
Okay, Kai. You
Stand
gotta
up.
go with them, baby girl.
Stand up. Okay. Come over here.
What are those for?
It's for you.
Keep your hands, okay? Come over here, honey.
It's
not gonna hurt.
No,
Okay,
no,
well,
I don't want to come on. I don't want to go to the police car.
You don't want to?
No, please.
He has to.
No, please. Give me a second chance. No. Please.
Back up! Back up! Back up! Come over here. Come over here. You're acting wild. Come over here. Come over here. Relax. Sit down. Lean up against the car. What's going on? Lower your voice. Relax. I'm not yelling at you. Calm down. Hey, relax. Hey, chill out. You're the one who started this shit at school. You've been starting this shit all day today anyway. Alright? I'm tired of this shit. Back up! Back up! Back up! Everybody needs to chill out for this silly. Yes. You gotta open the door. Yeah. Move out of the way. This is because you're silly. You're all stupid little children. Go ahead for 343. Stupid little children is what you are.
I'm gonna record this shit.
Bro, yeah, record this shit, bro.
Hey,
Record
bro.
this shit, bro.
They're harassing us. We're walking home from the store. Bro, we're walking home from the store, and they're harassing us. And they are harassing us. And they are harassing us. They're harassing us. They're harassing us.
Officers initiated the stop as a woman pulled into her driveway. Moments later, an officer tried to force his way into her home without a warrant, looking for the passenger who they say wasn't wearing a seatbelt. Investigative reporter Darlene Jones sat down with the chief for answers.
The Orlando officers are part of a special enforcement division, officers who normally go after violent offenders. Chief Verlone told me at headquarters what you're about to see wouldn't have happened if that passenger hadn't walked inside of a home. There was no internal investigation or use of force report. And though it happened nearly a year ago, the chief told me he didn't review the video you're about to see until we brought it to his attention 12 days ago.
Hey, man, why y'all on
No, can you go, man? I can't even breathe. I got asthma, yo.
Orlando police officer John Earl used his knee to hold down a man trying to protect his sister who was 1 month pregnant, who police snatched from the doorway of their home, tossed to the ground, and handcuffed.
Hey, put your ass behind your back right now.
From another angle, the officer maintains the hold after the man is in handcuffs. It's part of the gray area here of the body that should be avoided, according to this department use of force diagram.
My weight's not even on you, dude. Relax.
Janet Feliciano remembers the day well, though there's no mention of the takedowns or knee restraints in the responding officers' reports.
All I see is them putting their knees on my son's neck, body, and I'm telling them my son, he can't breathe. Man, my son is screaming, he can't breathe.
I can't even breathe. I got asthma.
The police chief defended and provided explanations for the officer's actions when he invited us to headquarters to review body camera videos after we sent his office this cell phone video. Weeks earlier in this news conference, he told us his officers are not trained to use neck restraints as he criticized the Minneapolis officer who held his knee on George Floyd's neck, killing him.
So any situation that arises where an officer has a choice, obviously we don't want to see an officer's knee on someone's neck. If the situation comes up where part of the leg is on the shoulder to control an individual who may be rocking back and forth or trying to get up, that we agree should always be in place.
The encounter was sparked by a traffic stop. Police say Feliciano's passenger hadn't been wearing his seatbelt when they pulled over the car in Feliciano's driveway. Police say the passenger ignored commands to stop, walking into the house.
I'm about to kick the door in if he doesn't come outside.
Tell Dollar to come outside. My son opens up the door. Once he opens up the door, the officer puts his foot at the door. It's something you guys are so used to doing in that area to other people, and other people allow it. They don't come forward, report it, so it goes unknown as to the excessive force that is being done.
Feliciano's adult children pushed back, trying to prevent the officer from coming inside without a warrant. The chief told us they had probable cause because one of the officers could smell marijuana coming from the home. But it's not mentioned during this struggle. And here's how the chief described what's happening in this video.
Well, the officers were not trying to get into the home. They were trying to secure the home because, unfortunately, when you have a situation where, say, it's suspected that maybe there's a drug potential inside the home, you have to secure the premises.
Howard Marks represents the family.
First of all, that's not true. You have to have probable cause and you have to have a warrant. You just can't rush into someone's home. And that's what they did. They know better. No use of force. How can an officer throw someone to the ground, person has injuries, put their knee on their neck, yelling that they can't breathe, and no investigation?
That passenger was never cited for a seatbelt violation. No one was charged with marijuana possession. Feliciano's children were arrested for battery on a law enforcement officer and resisting arrest with violence. The charges were later dropped. Notes in the file show that officers had no legal authority to put a foot in the door and hold it open. They were described as overzealous.
Some people are going to question, undoubtedly, how and why a seatbelt violation escalated to what we see here in the video.
And they have the right to ask that, and that's something that we have to look at ourselves.
The chief told us they now plan to review how traffic stops are handled, and although the tactics you saw, he says, are within policy, he sees this as an opportunity to use the video to provide better training for officers. The officer who put his knee on that man's neck has been disciplined twice before for issues related to his body camera. One of them results in a woman being pepper sprayed, and there was no report filed. He was Employee of the Year in 2017.
Now, the teens tell me that it's not their first time to have a run-in with these officers, but they say what happened here was just uncalled for.
And it just really brought tears to my eyes because my child did nothing at all.
We're just driving by and you want to flick us off like you're a tough guy?
We free your speech, sir.
I'm sorry? That's actually not speech, that's a movement.
Letitia Shannon's son, Nigel, and his best friend, Devontae, were caught in this body cam footage in January. Two Orlando police officers, Fink and Lopez, were on what's listed in the report as a proactive patrol in the area of North Lake Orlando and Cinder Lane Parkways.
I feel like that they shouldn't be allowed to do this. Like, you have body cams and all of this extra stuff that still doesn't prevent things like this from happening. Like, it's crazy.
This is our traffic stop. You gotta leave.
Well, this is my brother. Right. It's okay. Walk down there.
To leave?
No, you don't have to. You don't have to. You go pay the price.
You're not free to go.
474.
No, I'm not free to go. You're not free to leave.
Sit down.
That's the law, bro. No.
Sit down.
Let me sit down.
Down.
Sit down. You can't shoot me, bro. Sit down. I'm already down.
I think they violated everything.
Both teens say they were walking down the street to catch the bus to head to work, and the officers started to follow them. The officers arrested Nigel for resisting arrest without violence. The state attorney's office dropped the charges. State Attorney Aramis Ayala says, my office identified inappropriate conduct involving two OPD officers. As a result of reviewing the body camera footage, the case was immediately dropped.
County Auto 12, we have shots fired, one down, all deputies are 10-4. We got a 0 on the ground, still challenging them.
Keep your fucking hands out.
Ruby, let us secure.
Stop moving!
Let us secure him from this side. You guys go on back behind the engine bay. Allison, come up here and be hands for us, please.
Get that hand out! Get your fucking hand out!
Guys, can you please hold the channel? We're still challenging the guy who's down.
Get your hands out! You're gonna get fucking shot!
All right, let's just, we're gonna move up, Ellison, secure him, and then we'll start rendering aid.
Yeah.
All right, we're moving. All right, we're gonna get him secure and we'll start rendering aid. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Ellison.
Who's got a closest med kit?
I got it right here.
All right. Behind the seat?
Center console, in the front. I got gloves here. Take those, start gloving up. I got you.
Where's he hit, Adam?
I can't tell.
County Auto 12, roll lefty. Roll him over on his side.
Let me get my work phone and take the shit. Who's got shears?
I don't. Go ahead. All right.
I want to shoot his phone for something.
I got him.
I got him right here.
It's in his back, I think.
Where's the house?
It's in his back.
Get
Yeah, get the roll.
Yeah,
one's in the back. One's in the back. I got it.
Shear in his back.
It's not big enough for me to make entry with this.
It doesn't have an exit?
It doesn't?
No.
Okay. We'll just hold pressure. Here, cut this for me.
Cut that and then cut this.
Is this the only one you've got so far?
Yeah. I hadn't checked for bleeds on the side, that side. He's bleeding out this penis.
You got something I can put pressure on this with?
No,
Yeah,
just one.
it's secured.
Does it go through? We got this.
No.
Just one single.
Yeah, that's fine.
That ain't any bleeds on your side?
Just get this so we can put pressure on it. No, we just need to get it so it'll wrap around his body. See if you can grab it from underneath. You got it?
I got your hand.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. He's trying to get his fucking shirt off. He's sweet.
As soon as we get this, we need to roll him over and start doing chest compressions. There you go. One more time, Will.
You got it, right? I got it.
All right.
Speak it to him.
Yeah, I got it. All right, let's roll him over.
Take that. Roll. All right, you do chest compressions. I'm gonna get this off.
Try to hold this on pressure if you can. Hold that.
Start working compressions more.
Anybody know this guy's name?
No.
What's your name, dude?
What's your name, dude? He's out.
Tell me, so you were here on Friday night?
Yes, sir.
And so tell me what you saw and what you heard.
I had to be standing right over here on the other side of South Street. And we had seen a couple undercover vehicles that passed by a couple times, surveillance in the area. So it took upon my notice and a couple other individuals that were standing there with me. And right at the moment that I was starting to eat my food and like stand and watch the area, I heard an officer state in a gray Jeep Cherokee, get down, get down. And you heard a gunshot, pop.
So now you were standing where?
Maybe 40 to 60 feet away from the actual scene.
Okay, point the direction you were standing?
Right here.
So you were over there. So where was this gray car?
The gray car was right here in front of this mailbox, sir.
Really? Okay, so then you heard yelling?
Yes, sir. Get on the ground. One of them said, get on. One officer said, get on the ground, get on the ground. Another officer said, stop running, stop running.
Was the man actually running?
He couldn't run because there was already a gunshot wound somewhere, I would say, between his waist area and head area.
So about where was he standing when the shooting took place?
He was basically standing maybe 10 feet from the officer.
So the officer's by the mailbox I see over there. Then was the man standing on the sidewalk?
No, he was a little bit off the sidewalk on the grass right here.
Gotcha.
On the other side of the bus.
So you heard yelling, you heard don't stop. So you saw the two deputies?
It was more than two, maybe 5 tops.
Black, white, Hispanic?
All white.
All white.
All white. They had on shorts, and on the back of their bulletproof vest they had sheriffs. On the back of it. And they shot. He tried to turn around. I guess he tried to turn around and run. They shot one shot at first, and then there was a pause, and then there was a pop, 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 pop after that pause. One shot.
Now, were there people around when this happened?
It was kids, people, and everybody around. It was crowded out here.
Wow. So what happened when the shooting started? What did everybody do?
Basically run towards the incident. Everybody basically came towards where he had got shot and hit the ground at.
And then what did he, what after the man went to the ground, did he say anything? Did he make any noise or anything like that?
They jumped on him.
They jumped on him?
Yes, they didn't actually, to me, God couldn't even change my story right now. I know what I saw with my eyes. I felt like they should have went up there and checked his pulse to see if he's still alive or whatever. But they didn't do that. They still went up to this man like he was an imminent threat after 4-5 gunshot wounds and jumped on him. And once they jumped on him, they flipped him over and handcuffed him. Face down in the dirt and put one officer, I seen one officer put his forearm on him and push his face in the dirt.
Wow.
So, I mean, you know, the truth is the truth. I not once heard them say drop the weapon or drop it or none of that.
Was there a weapon?
No, and at first, as everybody running closer to actually see what they were doing to him, I actually felt like they probably would have tried to plant something on him because he did not have no weapon.
So now, did you see the man walking before all this jumped off?
The man had been over there where he was at. He had been all over here, all in the neighborhood that day. The day before that, he had been all in the neighborhood.
Because I heard people call him a nickname. They call him New York or something like that.
That's what they called him. That was the nickname they went by over here.
So he just kind of came walking back up over here and
from over there, because you know they had the barbecue grill and stuff going over there. And people were eating and drinking and smoking and things of that nature, having a good time.
Yeah, it's Friday afternoon, Friday evening.
Friday afternoon. It was very crowded out here. You had children playing and things of that nature. And next thing you know, he came this way, this direction here, and that's when the incident occurred.
It'll be hard to find any officer who has never had any discipline within OPD, especially if you're out there and you're trying to really rid the streets of the bad element.
The horror in Orlando is never ending. Since our local officials don't take this seriously, here's what you can do to make a difference and maybe save some lives. Share this with your friends. Ask your friends to share this with their friends. Share this video with people who live in other cities and other countries. The public needs to know that there's nothing magical or wonderful about the police in Orlando. We need help. No justice, no peace.